पहले अंग्रेजी में और फिर हिंदी में आपसे बातचीत करें। Today is the day we are celebrating Easter. Easter is extremely symbolic of not only of Christ but also for all of us. In that, the most important day is that of resurrection. चला दो, घुमा दीजिए। The resurrection of Christ has the message of Christianity, not the cross. Through resurrection, Christ had shown that one can be resurrected with the body that you are. And without his resurrection, we could not have managed the crossing of H.H.Shri, no doubt. His life was very short, of we can say 3.5 years only. He lived there. He came to India and he met Shalivana, and Shalivana asked his name. He told him his name was Isa Masih. But he said, I am coming from the country where there are blichas, mala icha. They have icha of mal, desire to get dirty. And I don't know how to live there. To me, this is my country. But Shalivana said that you should go back and save your people and give them Parama Nirmala Tattvam. So he went back, and as it is, within 3.5 years, he was crucified. At the time of his death, he said so many beautiful things for forgiveness. But ultimately he said, behold the mother. That means you should hope for the mother. And in his lifetime, he also said that I'll send you the Holy Ghost who will comfort you, counsel you, and also redeem, means resurrect you. All these things he had said it because he knew what was the whole plan. Also he said that you may say anything against me or do anything against me, but anything against the Holy Ghost I will not tolerate. I will not tolerate at any cost. Which is true also. So it is very dangerous also to go against the Holy Ghost, no doubt about it. It's not me that is dangerous, but these deities are extremely dangerous. So in Sahaja Yoga, you are all resurrected with your body. Before this, you were not connected to the all-pervading power, and whatever you did was through your mind or through your emotions. But you did not come out of that grave of emotions and your desires, your actions and your ego. After realization, now you know how free you have become, how you have developed your own personality. There are so many instances which we can talk about Christ, that he said, know thyself. Throughout. He knew without knowing yourself, you won't be resurrected. But Sahaja Yoga is the other way round. You get your resurrection and you know yourself. It's a very Sahaj, sweet way of getting realization. But if you see to the life of Christ, he has talked about murmuring souls. We too have in Sahaja Yoga, because it's open to everyone, all kinds of people come. We find very shallow people coming to Sahaja Yoga who try to express their shallowness and talk in a very loose way about Sahaja Yoga, about the work of Sahaja Yoga. So that was inevitable. But what Christ has said, that you have to be careful about the murmuring souls. And this is exactly, we have to be very careful. When you come to Sahaja Yoga in the beginning, you may come across such people who are murmuring souls. You may be enticed by them because they are a kind of, we should say, messengers of negative forces. And these messengers of negative forces, you should try to find out. They'll complain about this, complain about that. They talk in a very loose manner. And when you see that they are not talking in a positive way, you should run away from them. Because only by getting your resurrection, you are not all right. After getting your resurrection, after your self-realization, you have to grow. And for that growth, we have to be very careful about how we get impressed by all these, I should say, very frivolous people. Those who grow into it become beautiful angels, no doubt about it. But that is one thing one has to know, is to respect your self-realization. You shouldn't worry about what others are talking, what others are saying, what they are criticizing. But you should look at yourself and all the time try to grow into your depth. It's a very great chance of life that you are being resurrected, and this is the last breakthrough, as you know, of our evolution. But now you should leave your mind on one side, because this mind, if you go on working with it, you cannot go beyond mind. And Sahaja Yoga you can achieve by going beyond your mind. Then you know yourself, because you get self-knowledge, you know about your centers, you know about the centers of others. All this is available to you, but you have to become a subtler and subtler person, not a gross personality. If you become subtler and subtler, you'll be amazed how you will develop your inner powers in so many different ways. But there are people in Sahaja Yoga I've seen who are very ambitious, and they start saying that, Mother, we want to be God realized, I want to be this and God that. There's no office going on here that you give somebody a promotion. You have to grow yourself. Then they start proclaiming, I am this, I am that. We call them Mahayogis. Some of them had started saying that they have reached very high positions, this, and they ended up in the lunatic asylum. All such suggestions, if people give you, then you should shun such people. But there are also other people who join such a bombastic fellow. So you must remember that this last judgment is working, and all the time there is a big sieving out, very big arrangement of choices. Those who are subtle start getting subtler and subtler and subtler. But those who are frivolous, gross, idiotic, stupid, they start frittering away. So this last sieving starts very fast working out, where we realize that where are we? Now what is the criteria for that? First is your compassion. Your compassion must be discreet. Sometimes people only have compassion for negative people. After Sahaja Yoga, you should know for whom you should have your compassion. Isko band kar. With vibrations you can find out. Very easy to find out with vibrations what sort of a person you are facing. But first, if you must have vibratory awareness. If you don't have vibratory awareness, you won't be able to find out at all what is correct and what is incorrect. So it is important that you all must meditate. Without criticizing yourself anything, you can just meditate. Every day is very important. I immediately know who is the person who is meditating and who is not meditating. Immediately. The person who meditates is very clearly an angel. The whole reaction, the whole behavior, the whole attitude of such spiritual maturity manifests. And you are amazed. As you know, Sahasrare Mahamaya. It's not easy to understand me. For the time being, you might know what I am, then suddenly you will forget. That's the trick. Because if you know me in full ways, you won't even sit here. You won't even come nearer to me. So that Mahamaya is acting all the time, but that's the only way you can judge people. This last judgment is not an easy thing. Even if you put thousands of judges, they cannot do this judgment. All the time you have to know what is what. And somehow I know everything, but I will never show that I know. That's how I work it out, and gradually I know what I have to do about that person. This resurrection of yours is much more blessed than that of Christ. He was alone. People wouldn't recognize him. He had to show his marks where they had put nails on his hands and feet. But today that is not the situation. Only thing is, first of all, you have to recognize me, that's all. Need not know me, it's not easy, it's difficult to know. But if you recognize me, that's all. and it all depends on your sensitivity. Your resurrection has to be complete and you have to mature in Sahaja Yoga. If you cannot mature, I will say you should leave Sahaja Yoga. Go out for a while, where you will understand what's going on. Then you will come back. In Sahaja Yoga, like Christ sacrificed his life, is not expected of you to sacrifice your life. Your mother doesn't want that. But you have to do some sacrifices, like you have to stay in uncomfortable places, in Ganpatipure sometimes or somewhere. You have to face many odds while traveling. Also, coming down here may not be so comfortable as you are at your place. But the main sacrifice is of your ego. You have to crucify your ego. The ego is the one which teaches you all these nonsensical tantrums that people know. If you can surrender your ego, just surrender your ego. That surrendering can help you. But if you surrender your ego by thinking about it, then you are using your mental capacity. Everything you do like that is through your mental capacity, by which you are using your ego. So the best way is to meditate, to go into thoughtless awareness, and there automatically you are surrendered. Now what do I have to have from you? Nothing. I don't want anything. I don't want to have anything. You are the ones who try to give me this and give me that. I am trying to run away from all that. Just for your satisfaction also, I agree. I don't have to do Sahaja Yoga myself. But that's the love of your mother, that she wants to save as many as possible, all that are created on this earth, to give them their resurrection. This is special time. And you are my channels. You can go all over and spread Sahaja Yoga and try to help others to come out of it. Today is a day of promises, where we have to promise ourselves that we'll grow in a very deeper understanding or feeling or in sensitiveness of Sahaja Yoga. This growth has to take place, for which I have to meditate. This is a very important thing. Secondly, people say that here people are very miserly. They are not willing to do this. They don't want to pay any money for this, pay any money for that. But I think generosity is one expression of your love. They will give me, all right. But when it comes to expenses, either I pay or somebody bears the burden. Now things have improved, but still we should know that this tremendous work has to be done, and we need money for that. I don't need. I spend my own money. But generosity is the best. And this generosity is very, very important for surgeries. I have seen people are very meticulous, sometimes very calculating. They will tell me, bring some saris for me. Take some saris, all right, very good idea. And they say, we don't like it, we don't want to buy. I'm not doing any business. I buy it because you want it, I have selected it. Then to say we don't want to have it. There's no business, there's no marketing. And this is the problem when I don't understand Sahaja Yogis, that They should know Mother herself has put in her money. So what is there? Also they should say take little more for Sahaja. After all, such a big organization going on. And there are so many countries who cannot pay a single farthing. For them also one has to pay. Now, Christ was sold for 30 rubles. You can imagine. He was sold for 30 rubles. So, that shows that when you do not try to understand the financial difficulties of the organizers and you do not help, you are really selling the Christ within you. You cannot sell Christ. You cannot sell Sahaja. But that doesn't mean you exploit it. So I have to tell you that I was myself surprised. In North India, where I least expected, people are extremely generous. Extremely generous. And then generosity helps you in a way that a Lakshmi Tattva is to be awakened. I had to bring in this point because I have complaints from people that people are reluctant to pay for anything like this. It's very remarkable that some people take over, but everybody must contribute. It's important because you are doing God's work. You have to also come forward to do other things that are there without grudging, enjoying it. I was happy the posters were put by the Sahajogis and you can see the whole place vibrating. You could see how it has worked out. So everybody must go all out to do everything that is possible. Nothing else is needed but your full heart into Sahaja. Then you will see how you will grow. It is only through your heart you will receive all your nourishment for your spirituality. So open your heart, do not calculate so much.